In this video, we're going to learn how to do a couple of things. We're going to learn how to make our own sprite, and we're going to learn how to make our sprites talk, or at least have little speech and thought bubbles. So if you remember from the last video, you can make a new sprite. You can have a new sprite by choosing a sprite from the library. We're going to make our own sprite. So we're going to use the little paintbrush and paint a new sprite. So let's click the paintbrush. And over here we now have a drawing screen. So on the drawing screen you have a paintbrush, a line, tool, a rectangle, a circle, some text, a paint bucket. So if you've used another paint tool, you probably recognize all of these tools. So I'm not all that creative. I'm going to make a very simple sprite. I'm going to use the ellipse, and down here you've got outline and fill. I'm going to fill my sprite, and I'm going to make it purple because I like purple. I'm going to make a little circle, and there's the beginning of our sprite. If you want to make it bigger, just stretch these things around. You can also spin it, which with a circle doesn't really make that much of a difference. Now I need to add some little eyeballs to my sprite, so I'm going to click away and then drag some eyeballs onto my sprite. And those aren't very even, but we're not going to worry about that too much right now. And then I'm going to make a little face, and I'm going to draw some legs. And then I'll make a couple of short, stubby little arms. Okay, not the most exciting sprite in the world, but you'll notice that it's over here on the screen now. It's covering up our cat sprite. And if you remember, I'm going to click away from script, so now our sprite is over here, and you'll notice that down here it says Sprite 2. So there we go. And we're going to get rid of our cat sprite. And if you remember how to do that, we're going to right click and we're going to hit delete. So now all we have is our little funky looking purple sprite. Okay, I'm going to move him down just a little bit. So we have this little purple sprite. Alright, to make our sprite talk, we're going to use the looks tab here, which is purple. There are a lot of different things in here. We're going to play with a lot of those very soon. You'll notice there are some blocks that say and think. So we're going to use some of those blocks right now to have our sprite talk to us. So we're going to drag this over. Now you'll notice that there's a little square in here, and right now it says hello. We're going to change that a little bit. I'm going to say hi. And there we go. Now if you remember, so this block is hanging out all by itself and nothing's going to happen. We don't have any way of making that actually happen right now. You'll notice there's a little dent right here, and that shows you that there should be something above it. So we're going to go to events, and we're going to drag over our flag, which is what we used before, and you'll see these are connected together. They sort of snap together. And now if I click the flag, he's going to say, hi, isn't this fun? He didn't say it for very long. It disappeared really quickly. Let's say we want that to last for a little bit longer, so we can actually change that, just like we did for glide. We're going to change this to, let's say, 5 seconds. So he'll say that for just a little bit longer. I'm going to click the flag, and now he says it for 5 seconds, which is a little bit better. So that's kind of nice. So under looks, there's also the think. So we can add that. And click the flag. And first he says, "Hi, isn't this fun?" And then he thinks, indicated by those little bubbles, and he only does that for 2 seconds. And we can make that last a little bit longer as well. And there you go. Okay. So these other blocks, which don't have time on them, they actually just last for a split second. So if you click these buttons, so he's going to say all 4 of these things in a row. And actually the hello stays on because there's nothing that comes after it. So the think, "Hi, isn't this fun? I hope they like me." And then you'll notice that the do they, which is right here, doesn't even show up because it doesn't last long enough. So if you'll remember, we can put a wait in there, but I think it's still not going to stay for very long. But there it is. So it lasted for just a little bit longer. So that's a couple of ways of making your sprite talk and the way that you make a new sprite.